morning. It's too early for whatever this noise is. Am I old? I think I must be old because that was just noise to me and quite irritating. But anyway, it's Monday. I've just trained upper. I'm not going to say it was a wank session because all in all it wasn't, but my strength was down. My strength was down across a lot of it. Could be fatigue, could be where I'm at in this mystery cycle, which hasn't appeared, but is probably there. And I'm sick of guessing. But it wasn't terrible. I got in, moved, shifted some decent weight that I still wouldn't have done a couple of weeks ago. But it just wasn't anywhere near what I was pushing last week or the week before. That forehead vein is still, if I stay here, I think it looks like the mind flare from Stranger Things. I'll kind of be sad when it goes. Anyway, whew, it was a hot one as well. There's loads of different factors that can affect your training at the minute when it's this hot and you're not sleeping properly because it's hot and blah, 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 blah. But do you know what I did today? I did like how I looked in there. Progress. I did my check-in today. My weight is 63 points. 63 point something. 7? Maybe? 63.75 maybe. So it is going up, which obviously we're aiming for at the minute. But it has been all over the place over the weekend with regards me having Laura's baby shower and some off-plan bits there, and just the stress, the will it won't it period, less sleep. Like, there are factors that would affect that. But yeah, I'm just waiting for some feedback from Amy to find out what she wants to do, whether she wants to do anything, because she did say my Thursday check-in feedback that she wasn't going to change anything or push food up until my period arrived. But fuck me, I think we might be waiting a while, because it's annoying. All the symptoms are there, like my poops, the way that they are, the way that my stomach feels, the swelling that I have. Like, you can literally see my uterus. Don't know. I'm holding water. Could be holding water because of the heat though. But I don't know. I don't know what she'll do today, but we shall see. But I'm going to go to Sainsbury's now. Oh, I know what I forgot to say. So, in the grand scheme of trying to find things to look forward to whilst I stare into the emotional abyss at the moment, we've booked a holiday. We've booked a holiday for October, and I cannot fucking wait. Felt a little bit guilty about it with everything that's going on with my dad at the moment. Felt a little bit like, fucking hell, will we be able to go? And I just thought, you know what? You can't not do things. You just can't not do things. Like, I'm worried about my dad. I could get hit by a fucking bus next week. You know, does that make sense? I don't know. But that was the mindset that I had. Although Mum and I have had a chat to make sure that she's available for when we go away, so that someone is nearby and can help him if he needs it. Hopefully he won't fucking need it, and he will revert back to being the dad that I had 3 weeks ago. God, I hope so. It's looking good so far. I also found yesterday that because I'd used Money Supermarket for to find our car insurance and to find the house policy, that I'd got 25 quid in Sainsbury's vouchers. Or actually, I could use them for anything I wanted, but I chose Sainsbury's, so use Money Supermarket. Free money. What are we doing? Food's expensive. So I just got all of that. There's sweetener in there, there's cherries, xanthan gum, chocolate. There's 2 of the whole earth peanut butters in there. They're nearly 4 quid. Got that. I love this at the moment. And I paid £13 for it. Honestly, we got to help ourselves wherever we can. Everything's getting more expensive, and bodybuilding is expensive. Like, whether you're on prep or whether you're in off season, because obviously your food bill goes up. So anywhere that you can save a little, worth it. I am out on a lunchtime walk, which is feeling hot today. I think my elbow creases are sweating and they're not even like folded. That's how hot it is. I've also, for some reason unknown to me, maybe cycle, maybe not, maybe bad chicken, but I have got an upset stomach, which is not ideal on a day like today. I do not need to be losing more water, but I will. I'm gonna get some more steps in and get back to work. Finish around 5 and then go and see my dad. Another evening in my favourite place to hang out with my dad. Bless him. I tell you what, there's a bloke that's been moved to the ward that, and actually my dad summed it up perfectly, and it's a really accurate description. Sounds like the angry pepper army. Now, he can't help it. It's not his fault. He's a poorly man, but he's the angry pepper army. Just, I feel for everybody on there. Not only the chaps that are on his ward, but the nurses. Fucking hell. He's punching, biting, screaming, kicking, spitting. You just think, fucking hell, these gals, and they are gals, just don't get paid enough. Don't get paid enough to see old todgers and get punched. 33-degree heat, they just don't, bless them. But anyway, I just feel for everyone on that ward because they ain't getting any sleep. They ain't getting any sleep tonight, they didn't get any last night, and what is the thing that we all know is the absolute certainty for recovering well? Fucking sleep. I don't know. He's looking better, he's looking brighter, he's perkier, his speech is faster. Things are most definitely on the up. I could not be happier. The poor bloke is just fucking knackered. So, you know, I've actually left after about 55 minutes. I must have got there. Oh no, I probably got there before 6 o'clock-ish and had my porridge with him. I take my tea while he has his tea and we have tea together. It's quite cute, really. And yeah, he's sat in the chair like trying to talk to me and I'm like, just go to fucking bed. Just go to bed. Go to bed. It's just nothing I've got to say is more important than you sleeping right now. So he's having a sleep. I've just popped into Home Bargains to see whether they had any of the Lando Norris Monster energy drinks. And they did. And I've bought 4. And I was like, oh, I'll taste test those tomorrow. But I've just... delicious. You're welcome. Good morning, it's Tuesday. That was another hot one. You can't even tell I've lost my pump already. I was going to just train pulling hams today. Quads and delts is my usual Tuesday, but I've got these little niggles in the back of my knee and I was a bit concerned. I even said to Andy last night, I was like, I'm actually a little bit nervous about legs tomorrow. And he was like, well, why are you not just going to change it? And I was like, touche, good point. I can just change it. But I didn't. And because when I got in there, I felt okay. I didn't push it as heavy as I have in previous weeks on some of my movements. Pendulum, I went a little bit lighter on. Extensions were fine. Leg press, I went a little bit lighter on. And it felt okay. Like I didn't get any reoccurrence of the pain that I've got in the back of my knee. So I'm quite happy with how I played it. But fuck me, it's hot as balls and my strength was down anyway. I've been having a little think about my cycle this morning and I don't think it's going to appear. I don't think it's going to appear. When I've looked at other girls like preps and when they have lost their period, usually they get all the symptoms of the first one. If they're lucky, it's back within 6 weeks. It can take much longer and we are just coming into my 5th week post-show, so 5 weeks on Saturday. And yeah, I would have been lucky to get it back, but I'm happy that I've had an ovulation because obviously that's the more important bit and that's working. So yeah, I think I was just dreaming a little bit, but the symptoms were there and are still there. Like that session, I did not have the strength even though it's hot. So I don't know, we'll just keep an eye on that. I did do my nails last night. Went for Quite Delightful, which is a nice little lavender colour. I lost my Fix and Flash gel, which is the glue for extensions, at the weekend where I went to Aaron's Hen. I actually found it yesterday whilst I was doing my nails. I didn't look properly, but I thought I'd lost it. So I actually bought the Shorties kit, like Shorties extension kit from Miley, which was £22, and in that you get 216 extensions. You get the Fix and Flash gel, because it was sold out individually, so I thought I'm going to have to get some. You get a file and you get the prep wipes. Now the Fix and Flash gel is about, I think it's about a tenner anyway. So I actually think that's really good value. So if you use these products and the Fix and Flash gel is out of stock, it's good value for all of those different things. But I chose Coffin Shape, and I don't know whether I've grown out of Coffin Shape and it doesn't suit me anymore. However, they were much easier to paint because of the shape of them, like not as much on the skin. It goes on really easy. Don't look at the thumbs as per usual. They look gross, but yeah, the rest of them, fine, they'll do. It's the meeting today where I get to go for a walk, so I didn't do any steps or any cardio because it's too fucking hot. Come in tomorrow on my rest day specifically to do cardio and steps, so I'll make a dent in it before my check-in on Thursday. But yeah, weight this morning is 63.4. Dropped down a little bit and it's holding round about where we thought it would be. So yeah, I don't think this period is appearing. Oh well. Smug every time. A Dolphin order has just arrived. I think they're going to be quite impressed with me. I feel out of control. Firstly, unsurprisingly, this is Andy's. Now, this is my usual, but I went for white chocolate raspberry. Am I feeling all right? I thought that'd go better with creamies and oats at the moment, just to spice things up a little bit. That'll still go with banana, it'll still go with berries, so it's just a little bit more versatile, because the banoffee with berries and a creamy, it's not quite the same. And I've got the choice between berries and banana, so why don't I try and accommodate it more? I also picked up more Do Not Fucking Miss, but I got it in candy flavour. I know, mental. It's not apple and it's not cherry. Wow, she crazy. This is also Andy's, so Andy goes for the CNP EAAs. He's a creature of habit as well, and usually goes for the orange because it mixes in with fruits very well, and he has that in like a smoothie before he trains. Also picked up the High Five for him, which is his hydration drink for training and running. He's still on that. I also picked up for myself the Supplement Needs Thyroid Stack. Now, I've still got some thyroid assistance in. That is due to the fact that when it was put in prep, my weight just started to plummet. That's when we really started to see the increase in my fat loss. Like, it was almost instant. So that would suggest that my thyroid was not in the best place when we started. When that comes out, which will be very, very soon, we don't want it in longer than we have to at all, but we've kept it in just while my body levels out. I will be putting a thyroid stack in my supplements. I will talk about what assistance I've taken at some point when it's all out, which shouldn't be long. That's what I got from Dolphin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products, £200. This sport is not cheap. If you're thinking about doing it and thinking about taking your training more seriously and supplementing things, it's not cheap, so just be aware. Good morning, Wednesday, and rest day's done right. I got up at about 6 o'clock and I went to bed at about 10:30, so I got a decent night's sleep in terms of time. I haven't looked at the quality yet, but straight up, out, fasted, half an hour's cardio to finish off the week. So that is the first week, 4 weeks post-show, that I've done all my cardio because it's optional. But I feel better for doing it. I I like having cardio in off season and stuff. So I'm actually quite pleased with myself that I'm back on track with that. I've done 6,000 steps and it's 8 o'clock. I tell you what, I am one of those, I am, and I know it, I am one of those annoying people that genuinely loves getting up early and just cracking on and getting shit done. I can spend the rest of the day now doing whatever the fuck I want. Obviously, I've got work, but I just love it. So I feel great now. Also, bear in mind this is disgusting now because I've just done my cardio in it, and I wouldn't normally. These are usually like lounge wear, chilling out, can dress up if I want to, dress down if I want to. These Mousse Lever play suits that I got from Vinted, I got 2 for a tenner. I don't know what they normally retail at. I can only remember that the full length, like arms, legs jumpsuit was more expensive, obviously, more material. They're so comfortable. So comfortable. I will buy a million more. I've got one in black, I've got one in white. I don't think they're actually sold in multi-packs, but whoever this seller was getting rid of 2 and I bought them, and oh my god, I fucking love them. I want them in every size, every colour. They just make you feel so good. So good. And they're ribbed and thick. But yeah, I was just dirtying it out because I've been wearing it on and off this week and it started to look a bit grubby on the inside, but wasn't dirty, if you know what I mean. So it is now. But yeah, these are sick. I love them. I'm going to get home now, have a shower, and then have my meal one. But yeah, I'm feeling good today. I feel like I'm back in my routine. Even though my routine hasn't really faltered over the past couple of weeks whilst everything's been going on, I do feel like I am more settled and less stressed and can focus on me a little bit again, which is hard, isn't it, when you've got people around you that need you and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I can take some time for me and not feel guilty about it now, which feels great. It is 6:30 and I have finished work. I have just done a food shop for my dad because he's out of hospital. I've just stocked him up on like some decent ready meals, and when I say decent, I mean like good quality protein content and stuff like that, and just made sure that he's got plenty of stuff in if he doesn't feel up to making his own things. But I've just FaceTimed him while I was in there. I always have to FaceTime my dad because I get strength in your arms to get you. People don't realise when you're limited on the strength in your upper body, like holding your phone to your ear can be challenging, and when you've got tremors, that is difficult. So actually being able to hold your phone with both hands and FaceTime, modern technology is so important for people that have disabilities and stuff. So yeah, so I had to FaceTime him, and he's up and about. He was up and about making himself a cup of tea. It is so nice to see him doing something for himself and feeling confident to do so, because when you've been through something like that and you've been falling all over the place, like I was worried about how his confidence would be knocked, but he seems very good and he's celebrating with a chippy tea tonight, which I'm not taking part in, but I am going to go and deliver some shopping to him. But yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. I've had a bit of nervousness about him coming out today and sorting that out, because now he obviously is not monitored. He's just at home, but it'll be okay. He's in such a better place than he was before he went in. Can't really say much more than that, can you, at this point? And we'll just see how things go. But started to have a productive morning. My concentration at the moment is just not great towards the end of the day, and I've had a weird day in just body in general. I've been absolutely fucking ravenous today. Ravenous, like trying to spread my meals out, kind of hungry. And I also, and sorry if you're a guy that follows me, but I'm going to hit you with some TMI. I've also had some mucus, and discharge can tell you a lot about where you are at in your cycle, the amount of it, the consistency of it. Is it dry? Is it egg white? Is it sticky? It will tell you where you're kind of at in your cycle. Today I had a noticeable amount. I talked about this in my last prep. When your hormone function, your female hormone function, is through the floor because you are pushing your body to such an extent and your body fat levels are so low that your body's just like, we're not sustaining life, we'll stop doing that. When it starts to come back, you will notice things like this, and I have not had any life in that thing until now, and I've not, I wouldn't say I've struggled with dryness, but I've not noticed anything down there until today. Given that this is happening today and the type of discharge it is, I don't think I did ovulate on the 13th. I think my body might be gearing up to try and do it now, because the kind of discharge that I've got would suggest that. When it is sticky or thicker, or you have more of it, I'm pretty sure that is your body gearing up for an ovulation. If I'm wrong, I will just correct myself here. Okay. And that might be too much information, but we talk about all sorts of shit over here, and I think learning little signs like this, especially when you don't have a consistent routine cycle, can be so helpful for you to know what's actually going on. Just trying to help, just exposing myself on the internet, talking about my vagina and my cervical discharge and trying to help a sister out. Maybe you've learnt something today. I also had time to wash my hair this morning. I put it in socks for the first time in a long time. And it just made me realise how much I need my roots doing. But to be fair, I haven't had them done since the 20th of April, so I probably am well due, because it's fucking July already. Where has that gone? Fucking hell. I've just pulled up at home. I've spent the last hour and a half with my dad making sure he's okay, and he didn't fucking need me. I cannot. It's made me cry twice tonight watching him move around. These pills that he has been on for, I don't know, I want to say at least 3 years. They just need to get out of his system. I can't believe the difference in his balance, in his walking. It's like turning the clock back 5 or 6 years. He's walking confidently, he's not falling over, his balance is better, his legs are stronger. I've just watched him walk around the house without a walker. Last week he could not walk. Astounding. And I cannot explain the happiness and the relief. I really can't. Fuck me. I'm going to go in and make my final meal now. And just sit and soak that up a little bit. Fucking Jesus Christ. And write my check-in, which I'm feeling okay about. Yeah. I've got no real feelings towards this one. I can see the stress coming off me whilst my body weight continues on the trajectory it's supposed to. I just look far less watery this week and less like, so I'll get a decent kip tonight. Oh God, I'm just so fucking over the moon. I can't even hide it, nor should I really, but yeah, I feel great. Everything is great for now. Like, we'll see how it goes, but I'm going to take him out on Sunday to go and have a slice of cake at Doddington Hall, because that's what we want to do, and we can. What a blessing. Two more great things that have happened today. I tried the white chocolate raspberry in my creamy on a rest day with the whole banana in. Delicious. Great shout for me. I've also, ignore Maggie, she's got her neck and craning her neck over the back of the sofa, and it sounds like she's fucking choking, which is mental. She's fine. Neighbourhood watch. I have started putting things in place to do 2 shows this year doing makeup. I'm doing makeup for 2 other shows, but I'm doing it for friends and stuff and going purely to do their makeup and support them on the day, or I'm doing a local show to me. So I'm doing PCA Naturals in Wolverhampton for the whole weekend, so I'll do the Saturday and the Sunday, and I'm doing PCA Manchester. I'm a little bit nervous, but it's going to be fine. I had a few girls inquire about it and confirm it and stuff, so I'm going to start putting things in place for that. And just giving it a try and seeing how it goes and whether I enjoy it, and I'm sure I bloody will, because I love doing makeup and stuff, so I'm feeling really good about it. But yeah, I feel like I've really put myself out there today. I've started making some logos and stuff on Canva for like a little makeup page on Instagram to put things up of my own and to put client pictures up to give me more of a portfolio for future bookings before I get my training, which is going to cost me a lot of money. I need to save up for it. Good morning, it's Thursday and I've done my check-in and I'm actually quite pleased with how I'm looking today. Like, I ain't mad at it. After everything that's been going on recently, after how up and down my digestion has been, after how up and down my hormones have been, I ain't mad at it. My weight is 64.4, yesterday it was 64.1, I think. So yeah, it's steady, and I looked back at some pictures this morning of when I was 63.4 on the way down, and I look a million times better on the way back up, and I'm leaner as well. So I don't think I'm in a surplus right now, or not a big one anyway, certainly not a big one, but I'm hoping that there's some little baby gains in there. Because I do look leaner. So I'm just enjoying my rest day breakfast, which is the breakfast of, actually I can say literal champions, but it is elite breakfast. So 60 gram of oats in here, 30 grams of whey, and I've got the white chocolate raspberry in here, and it is very, very nice. Just as nice in the creamy as well, which I had last night. There's 10 grams of peanut butter, 20 grams of dark chocolate, and 100 grams of berries. I've done, I can't remember if it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes cardio, and I've done nearly all of my steps for the day. But yeah, the reason why I only did 15 minutes cardio is because after about 10 minutes, I was absolutely gasping to go to the toilet. So I just got off and cracked on with my steps. But with Andy going away on Sunday to Texas, I've got loads of time in the morning to be getting extra cardio in, and even in an evening if I wanted to. So yeah, just a day of work and an evening to ourselves, because we don't need to go up to the hospital, and my dad is actually just getting on okay at home, and I want to kind of let him adjust to that rather than being in his face like, you okay, all the time. I've already FaceTimed him this morning, it's 9 o'clock, and he's managed to get out of bed, get some breakfast, and he's just chilling, so things feel so much better. I will have this. I'll await some feedback from my check-in. I'll let you know what Amy says. I've got a feeling I might get a food bump today because I have been absolutely starving the last couple of days at times. Not enough to make me like binge off plan or anything like that, but I've been like gasping for my next meal. Because I'm not really starving, am I? I'm just hungry and my appetite's back in a good place. Let's see, but I'm excited. Now that my composition and everything is in a much better place, I'm quite happy to have more food. When it's been fluctuating so much with how I've looked with stress and holding water and my digestion being off, I've been like, don't push more food on me now. One, because my digestion could not take it and it wasn't working. And the feeling of meal on top of meal was horrible. Now that it's in a better place, everything is looking good. My body fat is evenly distributed, so I ain't mad at it. And the more food I have and the more body fat that I put on, my period should come back quicker and I can get into a good place. And now, this morning as well, because my head's in a better place, I've looked at pictures this morning of myself at 70 kilo and I'm like, yeah, no, actually that looks like quite a nice look for me. It certainly ain't 86. So yeah, and hopefully I'll hold it even better on the way up anyway, because that's just what happens. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and see what comes back. Right, it is 7 o'clock and I've had quite a productive day at work actually. I say that sounding impressed because has not been happening over the last couple of weeks, but I imagine that probably has something to do with all of my dad drama. But feedback from my check-in, so I got an upgrade on my free calories to 350. It wasn't much at all. However, Amy has messaged me in the last hour or so, just saying, because throughout the day we talk more throughout the day anyway, because you know she's a good friend of mine, she's not just my coach, and I said, you know, I cannot believe the difference in my appetite, and she was like, how hungry are we talking? But she said that about an hour ago and I've only just replied to it, but my appetite has noticeably improved over the last, I would say, 4 days. I am just really hungry. Like, I will eat my post-workout meal and I'll be having my free calories by 10:30, which is like an hour and a half later, because I'm just that hungry. I ate my last meal prior to the one that I'm cooking now at about 5:30, 5:45, and by 7 o'clock I was like, right, porridge, I'm hungry. And I haven't experienced this in a long time, but it's a healthy thing, so it's good. It's a good thing for me. If she comes back to me today, I'll update, but at the minute it's just carry on as we are. Weight is slowly climbing. Obviously I've had lots and lots of social engagements, which has not been helpful in any way. But I've approached them well and how I should have done, but it's not helpful for like reversing and knowing when to push food up consistently. So I'm going to keep it tight over the weekend and into next week, and we will see what happens next week in terms of drastic changes to food or plan or whatever. I've spoken to her already about potentially, well, I'm going to take my dad out for either coffee and cake at the weekend or a roast dinner. I've let him decide. I've left it up to him to tell me what he wants to do. He's the king this week, and so we will just play that by ear. But she just said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Just said keep everything else spot on, so she's already aware of it, and yeah, we'll just go from there. But I'll let you know what happens. Yeah, I'm quite happy today with how I look and everything, and everything's going on so evenly now. I'm not freaking out as much. My digestion has been good for several days now. So yeah, I'm excited. That's my rest day oats made up. Yeah, buddy, I love this meal. I'm still using the Sapriva flavour powder in there. Still working through my butter biscuit. I think I am going to move on to a chocolate one. I do have a code for this. It's Hannah10, and I'll pop a link in the description as well. But it really does, when you don't have any whey in your oats, particularly your oats. I haven't tried it with yogurt. I haven't tried it in anything else so far, so don't just quote me on that. It really does help give it some more flavour. Like I said, it was the maple syrupy kind of flavour that it was hitting me with. Even though it's butter biscuit, it was giving Oat So Simple porridge. Which you can't knock, can you? Good afternoon. Please ignore the washing machine just doing its thing. It's 12 o'clock. I had a very busy morning, mostly talking to someone at work. One of the heads of department that I was having a meeting with about holidays. He's going on holiday literally tomorrow. So it's a very nice Friday. Yesterday I kept thinking it was Wednesday, so it's a very nice surprise to me today that it is Friday. I trained pull and hams this morning. I've had an amazing morning already just with some of the stuff that's coming through in my check-ins. Actually ridiculous. If that doesn't get you going on a Friday, I don't know what will. I'm actually just having my wrap because I've already eaten my free calories today because I'm a ravenous little bastard. I had part of it measured in on MyFitnessPal as a Kinder Santa, but it was a Kinder Bunny from Easter, and I had 62 grams of that, which was spot on for 350 calories. But I have just made my wrap with something that I picked up yesterday. I've been wanting to know where one of my friends got these from for ages, and I found them in Budgeons. These are a 0-calorie popcorn seasoning, but I mean, if it seasons popcorn, it will season anything. And I picked up one of these in nacho cheddar flavour, and I also picked one up in garlic butter, like roasted garlic butter, because I thought, how good would that be for a wrap? Can you see that? Yeah. So I was looking for those throughout prep, didn't know where to ever get them from because they're American. But for some reason our Budgeons, I think it's because it's so close to the RAF base, has loads and loads of American goodies in it. But yeah, if you can ever get your hands on that, do pick it up, because wow, what a game changer. Today's going to be about getting steps in at lunchtime and going for a walk, responding to client check-ins, my usual. Nice Friday. I've just nipped out to go and grab something, and I've just made a discovery that is very important. That is new. They're selling New York pizza by the slice. Interesting developments. I've literally just looked on their website and on Deliveroo to see if they had the nutritional information for a slice. I think we're a little way off having New York pizza slices for our free cals, but good to know. Good to know that that exists. I don't know how I've not noticed that. Oh God, these are the best. Back home now to do my check-ins and exfoliate this tan off and replace it with another one, because it's the summer and I have my legs out and they need the help. They need all the help they can get. I really want to get on sunbeds before my holiday, but I just can't. I can't do it. I've still got Final Destination trauma all these years later. I can't do it, even on a standing up one. No. Good morning. I tanned last night. Can you tell? It is Saturday. We've been up and about and out the house since 6:30. Got an appointment for Andy's regenerative medicine in Birmingham at 9. So we just stopped at a welcome break, but it is a rest day today. Something that I didn't mention yesterday, and that you're all fucking sick of hearing anyway, is that my digestion has gone back to being shit. It is definitely hormonal because I'm doing everything that I possibly can in terms of supplementation, plenty of water and stuff like that to keep things moving. And since last Saturday, everything has been completely normal and how I'd expect it to be, and healthy. And since yesterday, it's just gone back to being terrible. And it is most definitely hormonal. I can tell that my body is starting to get back into trying to have a cycle. I can tell from my aura ring and the variation in my temperature that things are happening. Like, it's up and down. If I look back at my graph for how my temperature, my core body temperature has been since March, it's extremely flat or low. It will obviously be because of my body fat percentage as well, but it's low. There's very few spikes in terms of my core body temperature rising, which would imply that my hormones are flat, dead, not playing ball. But since June the 6th, which was a week post show, they've been spiking, and it is continuously like spiking above that kind of base temperature. So I know what it is, which means I'm not worried about it. But yesterday I was incredibly uncomfortable, and today I can't stop shitting. So it's just going to be one of those things over the course of getting my cycle back that varies a lot. Feeling okay about it. I can't help it any more than I already am. But because I've spent all morning pooping, I'm absolutely starving. I've got my oats with me, which I will have when Andy goes in. And yeah, today the plan is to have a day together before Andy goes off to Texas tomorrow. We're going to go to Doddington Hall and have a cake and a coffee. I'm keeping that within my free calories as far as possible. I obviously don't know how many calories are in that cake, but going off what I have, and I'll have a little look on my Fitness Pal at some comparisons. I'll probably just share one with him, because that's the safest way to do it. And I'm being very strict with my free cals and dabbling this week, just so that we can get my thyroid assistance out and we can be sure of where my body weight spikes are, and that my weight is more consistent, which I obviously can't do if I'm having a little bit here and there. Maggie's come along for the ride today. She ain't interested in talking to anyone though. She's more interested in the window. Good morning from a very miserable Sunday. I have just dropped Andy off at Newark train station for his trip to Houston, and it was a very emotional one. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, but I really struggled with that. And I'm just sat in a KFC car park about to have my pre-workout oats. I've got my 20 grams of Biscoff and my banana in there already, ready to train what would be lower, but I'm really struggling with this pain behind my knees, and I'm a little bit, I'm not going to say worried about it, it's not keeping me up at night, but it's something that I need to get looked at. And I think a couple of extra days rest until quads on Tuesday will be good for them. I don't think it's a great idea to train hamstrings in any capacity today. I might do a little bit of glute work, but it's going to be just getting in there and doing what I want. I'm not on prep, so it's not critical that I'm hitting certain muscle groups. But yeah, that's going to be how the day starts. I'm supposed to be going to Doddington Hall today with my family, even though I went yesterday, just to get my dad out and, you know, kind of celebrate him being out of hospital. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know whether it'll be a roast or whether it'll be a cake, but we'll see. And I've got a lot of steps to get in, because yesterday I only did 5,000. I was just wanting to soak up the rest of the day that I had with Andy, to be honest, and not be away from him. Call me sad, but I'm not on prep again, so it's not as critical that I get all of that in one day. I mean, it wouldn't have been on prep, I could have just carried it over, but it would have made my life harder because they were obviously much higher. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do whatever the fuck I want after I've got this down and it's settled a bit, which it will on the drive to Ultraflex. So Sunday, home from the gym, very quick turnaround. Did 15 minutes cardio, nothing fucking crazy, because I wanted to get back home to Maggie and do some steps whilst I was there. I am probably on about 5,000, 6,000 steps, nothing where I need to be today. I do only need like 11,000. I need to chill out talking about it like that, to be honest. I am absolutely starving. All I've had is my pre-meal and my post-meal, and I'm just on the way to meet my family for a dinner. So I'd already said to Amy, like, I'll keep things really tight, but we really want to go out all together this weekend. Just as like a, you're not dead, Dad, you know, congrats on being out of hospital kind of meal, and just get together. And she was like, that's fine, just jump straight back in. So what I have done is I've put all of the meals that I've got today left remaining into my Fitness Pal. Now, meal 1, 2 and 3 gets me about 1,000 calories, and then I've got my free calories on top, which would allow me to still have my oats and my creamy later. So that's what I'm going to aim for. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am very, very hungry though, so we'll see what I can get for 1,300. I think it was 1,300. It's closer to 1,400 because it's 1,067, I believe, is all of those meals. I'll show you anyway. And then there's a 350 on top, which is my free calories, which I've not had. So I've got a good buffer for something yummy. Now we're gonna have this with an extra one of these and an extra one of these. I'm home from a lovely afternoon with my family, which feels all the more, I don't know, I'm just really fucking grateful at the moment to have times like that and to see my dad like really on the mend, like genuinely walking without a walker, struggling with tremors at the moment because his dosage of his tremor medicine has come right down, but in a good spot to find the balance and what that looks like for him going forward. But yeah, really, really nice. And I took out meals 1 to 3, had a burger with an extra patty and a fried egg, and it came out 2 calories over what my allowance was for that. So I'm really pleased with myself. I'm just making my oats for the evening. I've still got my creamy to have. This is the oats meal that has 20 grams of dark chocolate and 10 grams of peanut butter in it. I put the other 10 grams of whatever on my creamy, which will either be Biscoff or peanut butter, but it's usually Biscoff. And I'm just about to add some My Protein drops. I picked these up this week and they arrived yesterday, and I tried the marzipan one last night and it was like eating a cake. Like, it was delicious. I probably put in more than you would expect, probably like 2 full droppers of them because the flavour isn't mad strong, but that was in 60 grams of oats, so it was actually quite a hefty amount. I'm also very, very grateful to 2 PM me today, who decided they were going to turn the slow cooker on and chuck 2 kilos of chicken in it. Thanks, Hannah. So that is just cooling down before it goes in the fridge. And I'm just going to sit and enjoy the remainder of my evening. I've just done a hell of a lot of steps on the treadmill watching the rest of the Shark Whisperer. Because if you know me, I love a fucking shark just as much as I love a moth. It was interesting. That woman is crazy, but it was interesting. So, yeah, my evening is going to be very chill. I'm just starting to put some plans together for makeup stuff and what that looks like. Things I need to buy. Money I need to save. This coming week, I'm going to try and get around to selling some bits on Vinted from my photo shoot, which, by the way, my edits came back yesterday. I need to buy some more. 15 ain't gonna cut the mustard. But they're £20 each. whilst I'm trying to save money to kind of have a little bit more financial freedom post prep and going on a holiday and wanting to pay for my makeup training course and buying stuff for makeup that I've already got booked in. This year is going to financially cripple me, but it's okay because it will be fun. And May, I don't know, I've just got a really, really good feeling about it. Watch this space. It brings me so much happiness. And ain't that what life's about? And I've been thinking that a lot more over the last couple of weeks, as you can